Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
I don't think I can handle 6 inches. I can take like 1 or 2 maybe. I can't take 6 inches.
Cassius. Oh no! K-O-O-L. They're cool with a K.
Oh God. Oh my God. Hey everybody, welcome to Jobber Radio. I am Jake, aka Bomber, and we have 3 individuals with me here today that we're going to talk about some wrestling. So first of all, before we get into it, happy 2017. We got a lot to look forward to. I personally think 2016 was pretty great for wrestling, but maybe not everybody else. First of all, let's start with Scott. Scott, did you have a good Christmas? First of all,
I did. It was a very good Christmas.
did you get anything
That's
good?
why I wasn't on the last one. So.
You guys do know who Santa Claus is up in Canada, right?
It's where he's from. God.
Wait, Santa's from Canada?
Jeez.
Lee, is that true?
Yep.
North Pole's ours. Come on. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Well, there you go, Lee. What's going on? Did you get anything good for Christmas?
Yeah, I got all the usual old man stuff that you
Socks.
appreciate, like socks and things like that
Yeah.
you now need.
The stuff you need but don't want to go buy. It's like, oh, thank you. Now I have these.
There you go. And I like to call him the Wrestling Grinch. Matt Zion. He's here.
And moving on, we gotta keep it slow, we gotta keep it going.
Hey, hello. You don't want to do your intro? Okay, cool. Yeah. So, did you have a good Christmas, Matt Zion?
Yeah, I mean it's just whatever. I think it's once you hit over the age of like 25, they don't really matter anymore. So
Wait, so nobody
show
got anything
up.
like exciting? Any like
No.
cool? Nobody?
No. I mean, my girlfriend gave me a wine rack with like wine in it, but that's actually
my
like
God. Yeah.
good and a detriment because now I have to force myself not to drink more wine.
Yeah, that's some old
That's
people
a
shit
big
right
problem.
there. Yeah.
Big problem.
Yeah, well, I got a pretty sweet CZW shirt, by the way, guys.
Oh, did Zandig bring it to you personally?
No, Jess bought it for me. Oh, that's my girlfriend, by the way, if nobody knew. Jess, she bought me a shirt that says "Wrestling Fears CZW."
I don't think it does though.
It's pretty
I
great.
don't think
It's-
wrestling knows what CZW is.
It's actually it's actually a really badass shirt. So if you guys want to get a good badass CZW shirt, go to a CZW shop and
No,
get
thanks
it.
though. You know,
Christmas
I really
at this
appreciate
time-
the offer.
Christmas now is more like seeing family and that for me. So
Oh, well, either way.
It's more
Find
about
your
that stuff,
CZW
so.
shirt in a parking garage near you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, hey, we got the Outsiders with us today. I'm going to call you guys that every single show you guys are on. We got Lee and Scott. They missed the last episode. We didn't hear what their best of the business clothesline was, but hey, you know.
Doesn't matter.
I gave you my
No one
list.
cares.
Did you
Had
did
the
you,
chance.
They had
Let's
the
go.
chance, and they were met. This guy, that's on. We're 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this.
Yeah,
According to my,
I'm keeping us on track here. I'm gonna make Jobber Radio great again.
oh well,
Oh, okay.
All right, Lee, we gotta build a wall, make him pay for it.
yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah.
But we don't really have anything hardcore to talk about today. We got a couple bullet points that I wrote down here, but the Royal Rumble, we don't know much about it yet. We'll talk about that more in our next episode as we get closer. But what do you guys want to start with? Do you guys want to start with the Wrestle Kingdom? I know a couple of you watch it. I didn't personally watch it. Do you guys want to start with that? With your opinions on that?
Can I just-
go? Lee watched the whole thing, so I think Lee should be the first to start. This.
Yeah, let him go first if he watched all of it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as the last two. The couple matches up before the main event were fucking awesome. I'm on the side of the minority who say the main event wasn't as good as everyone's saying it is. There's a lot of people saying it's match of the
I
year,
agree.
best match forever. It was 35 minutes of same old, and then the last 10 minutes of it were fucking awesome. But other than that, no. And Kenny Omega can go fuck himself.
I got a question. I haven't watched it or anything, but when you say same old, do you mean same old for Japan or like?
For Japan,
Okay.
it's the same. There wasn't a lot of psychology in it for the first part of it. The only thing they were trying to do is try to avoid Kenny Omega getting his one wing angel or whatever the fuck he calls his move. That was the big story in the whole thing because that's what took out Okada last time. But other than that, there was 35 minutes of shit that shouldn't have been in the match, and then 10 minutes of really awesome stuff at the end that sort of redeemed it a bit. But the matches before that, Goto versus Tanahashi and I can't remember the other one right offhand, but they were way better and they're actually worth watching. And then there was just a whole bunch of filler stuff, basically. So.
How did Cody Rhodes do? I know Cody Rhodes showed up.
He looked good. He actually, got the bust out stuff. He doesn't get the bust out in WWE, so he played his part well, and he's a work in progress. He did what he had to do.
Cool.
And he beat up Juice Robinson, who's actually
Yeah,
pretty good.
how's he? Is he good? I was always curious about him since he left NXT.
Juice is pretty good. He's pretty good.
Didn't
Are
Cody
we
lose
talking
that
about?
match,
Are we talking about Juventud Guerrero? Guerrero?
No,
No.
different Juice.
Different juice. Okay.
No, what was
Juice-
his NXT name? I forgot.
Wasn't it Tyler?
He was the hippie
Tyler?
that would hold up the sign and
Wasn't
say,
it Tyler or something?
no.
I know who you're talking about. I remember him,
Yeah.
the hippie
I
guy.
can Google it real quick.
I remember
But
Sammy.
he was great.
Yeah,
I
Sammy
liked him.
Callahan.
I liked this
fuck
guy.
him.
He was the one that Owens debuted against.
Yeah.
CJ Parker.
CJ Parker.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, a guy who hurt Owens and Owens destroyed.
Yep.
Yeah, broke his nose.
No,
Yeah.
but he's good. He sold really well for Cody, and they did a pretty good match. Nothing super special, but it wasn't meant to be. I mean, they didn't want to overshadow anything else on the card. So
Cool. So Scott, did you see anything at all from Wrestle Kingdom?
I saw bits of it, like oh my god, this is amazing. I'm like, that's a match, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm more interested in, the fact though, is that this time last year, you had AJ and Nakamura main eventing for one of their titles,
yeah,
and now they're both brand champions in WWE.
yeah, that's the thing.
Literally
But
1 year later.
But they've rebuilt the roster really well. Although Omega seems to be taking a break now. Although I wouldn't fuck Omega anyway. He's a piece of shit.
Why do you hate Omega?
It was a whole
He's
year
garbage,
of build.
It's fucking
So-
garbage.
I've heard so many people.
I don't think he's like main event status, but I think he's really fun.
I don't like that he's a goofy fucking comedy character half the time, and then half the time he plays it seriously. He needs to stick with one. He was playing
he's
it
like
serious
Young-
for a while, but he just, I mean, he has matches with fucking blow up dolls and little girls in Japan
Yeah,
for
yeah.
fuck's sakes. Like fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? I actually really like Kenny Omega. It's hard for me to take him as a like serious main event person. I guess you're right in that he should probably just try to focus on being more serious.
Now, isn't
when they
that
give
kind
it
of where
out.
they were going with this, though? Wasn't that his story in this?
No, he
He
situation?
was, but
still
the very
acting like it,
the very next night they had the Tokyo Dash sort of pay per view as well,
Yeah.
and he went right back to the comedy character.
Okay.
I guess the big story is that Scott Norton made a return to Japan.
Scott
after,
Norton? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
I mean,
Wasn't-
I liked him, but
didn't he
not-
do the
I mean,
shoulder breaker? Wasn't that his move?
No, he can barely fucking move now, guys. Like he basically
he
just
looks
stood
rough.
there. He just stood there and people ran into him. Basically, is
I
what
didn't
it
know he was
but-
still alive. I should put him on my fucking death pool. God damn it.
But yeah, he did a spot with Scott Norton then the next night where he's like, "Hey, dude, remember when you were the NWO? That's the Bullet Club now. You should join us and be too sweet." And they tried to handshake him, and then they did a handshake spot where he crushes Kenny Omega's hand and he oversells it like a goofy motherfucker. It sucked.
That's like when Vader came back and beat up Heath Slater, then going out and taking out Kevin Owens the next night.
Right.
That sounds like what that was like. It's like, oh no.
Well, I like
That's
I watched the main event only, and that's just because a fan linked me to it on YouTube, because there's no way in hell. 1, I was going to figure out their website. 2, pay that. And 3, stay up that late. But I watched the main event, and I thought it was a really good match. But 1, it didn't really have like a main event feel to me, and that's probably more a me problem because I don't follow their product.
Yeah.
But 2, like you said, the first 20 minutes or so was kind of a snooze fest. Like, I was sitting there watching it and thinking, Meltzer broke his review scale for this? I'm like,
Yeah.
this-
it's bullshit.
What?
he
went
gave
6
it a
stars.
six stars, the first match
Re-
ever in history. He claims it's the
Really?
best match of all time. Yeah.
He's out of his fucking mind.
He's out of his
Wow.
mind. Yeah, I don't
Now,
get
I
where
have
it's coming
seen on the one review site, they talked about how this was like the rise of Kenny Omega, and this is the climax of that story. So maybe with context, sure, but
from. I think it helped him. I think it made
Yeah.
Omega like stock go up in my
no, but
opinion.
that might have
from
helped
from
the
a,
match. In
from a
that sense
casual
of-
fan, I think it helped. It's similar to like, I'm trying to think of a situation. I guess like Miz and Cena, where like they're trying to elevate Miz and make him accept that failed. Like I see Kenny as a bigger person now, in my opinion. But again, I don't follow their products, so I don't really count. I thought that once the last like 20 minutes kicked in, damn, it was good. Like then that's where it picked up. But one thing that really hurt the match to me is I can't stand is it Okada? I hate his finisher. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking clothesline. That's all it is, and it's a short arm clothesline, so it's not even impressive looking. I can't get behind that. And the fact that I love that he hit it once, and Kenny kicks out, and then like that was a pretty good spot. Like I was like, oh, okay, wow, that was cool, close count and everything. And then he like hits Omega with it 3 more times to put him away, and I'm like, why didn't you just fucking pin him after you hit him the first time again? Like I don't know.
It went too much into that everyone kicking out everyone's finishers bullshit multiple times over again, and that kind of hurt it for me.
It didn't feel like a Japan match either, which is strange because usually when I've watched Japan matches in the past, it's more about like striking and being tougher, and this one felt more like a WWE thing. So I don't know if they were because Kenny was in it, or if Japan is starting to maybe kind of lose that Japan style and go towards more WWE.
They have changed.
Go ahead.
They have changed their style a little bit over the years. They've sort of adapted more to Western style. I mean, they have a title now called the Never Open Weight title, and that's sort of become the strong style division.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so it's like a division now.
But New Japan is going to be touring in the States on their own.
Yeah, they're coming by here.
In like July.
Here,
What?
I think,
They're coming
not
out.
not part of
Los
Ring of Honor or
Angeles.
anything. They're just going to straight up do a U.S. tour.
Yeah, they
Wow.
might
Probably
they might eventually become the number 2 company in the U.S.
It might be part of the G1 even. They're talking.
When is this supposed to be? Or do you don't know?
June,
They don't know yet.
July.
June, July, summer. Okay. Cool.
But the spots that I thought were pretty awesome was Omega giving what was it, like a German where he threw, or was it maybe it was a dragon suplex off the top to Okada, and Okada fucking just landed right on his neck and shoulder.
Right.
Insane. Omega gave probably the best missile drop kick from the top rope I've ever seen in my life. Just his form was beautiful. He did a crazy moonsault from the inside of the ring to the outside to Okada. Like if he had fucked that up even by half an inch, he'd be dead.
Oh,
so
their outside is fucked up too because it's on one level from the floor, and then the ring's on that level. So if you get in that space between the level and the fucking the railing outside, you can basically just like snap your neck on the fucking corner of the level.
Omega took a backdrop from inside the ring to the outside through a table, but when he hit the table, his shoulders hit the table, and then his lower back hit that little step, and it looked brutal as fuck. Like that whole setup sucks. It was dangerous. You saw like the entire match. I saw them kind of fumbling over it and not really being used to it. But yeah it was not a 6-star match. Like if I had to rate it on his scale, I would have given it a solid 4. Like it was really fun. The entrances were amazing. I think WWE needs to take that little thing out of or page out of their book because Jesus Christ, their entrances are so entertaining.
That was a better Terminator entrance than who was it? Triple H had.
Yeah, Triple H's Terminator. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. But
Well, Japan loves their pomp and pageantry like that. They had an MMA show on New Year's, and it was just balls out crazy. Some of the shit they were doing. So
no way in hell that it was the best match of all time, and no way it was even a 5-star match. But it was really fun. But yeah, Meltzer, for whatever reason, Meltzer's still sticking to it. He thinks that's the greatest
6 stars.
match.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
To say best ever of all time right after seeing it is a weird thing.
Yeah, he likes the Young Bucks too. So his quality of
I like the Young Bucks also. I don't think that has to do with it. I think he just moment.
I think he's getting Alzheimer's. Really,
he probably became a fan for a moment. That's my guess.
I'm with Lee on this. I'm with Lee. Yeah.
So that's it. It was good, man. I think it's worth checking out if people can go find it on YouTube illegally and not support them.
Yeah. What? What the fuck? That's pretty trash. But anyway,
that was really specific. Okay.
Yeah. Go straight to YouTube and try to bootleg it.
Plenty of illegally uploaded matches. Just watch the main event.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it. No, I actually made a wrestling New Year's resolution to kind of branch out and see more. I want to see Lucha Underground. I want to watch Lucha Underground. I want to see more Japan. I want to see I can't believe I'm about to say this. I want to watch a little more or watch some Ring of Honor. I only watch WWE and CZW right now. So I want to branch out a little more for this year. And
you start watching Lucha Underground, you're just going to go back to fucking watching CZW and WWE, man. You're going to crawl back in your hole.
Wait, I thought you guys were saying it was good.
I never said it was good. I
What,
fucking hate Lucha
CZW?
Underground.
I
I
never.
hate
never
that shit.
said CZW was good. I don't even watch CZW. How would
No,
I? Why would I say
No,
it's
Lucha
No,
Underground.
Lucha Underground.
Lucha? Oh, I did watch a little bit. I watched.
Yeah, you and
I
Rab
was
told
at
me I need to
Open-
see it.
No, I mean I've been told that I should see it, but I never watch it. But I watched
that's-
2 matches when I was over at my friend's house. He showed me there was a street fight between some guy wearing fatigues and some black luchador, and it was good. I liked it, but the only problem with it is that it was just like it reminded me of like when I would do a ladder match back in my backyard wrestling days. Like I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this spot, and there was zero psychology. Really not that. I mean, like to me, a good wrestling match with good psychology is way more entertaining than some guys doing spots off the top of ladders through tables. Like that it's still fun too. It has its place, but it just was like, it's just okay. But I did not know that their champion. I don't know if he's still their champion, but the guy that wears the mask is the same dude that's in PWG that does like the strong. Like he's a small little guy. Used to be an Olympian, and he does like a lot of German suplexes and whatnot. I can't fucking remember his name though.
The only guy I only know like one wrestler over
the
there.
guy Matanza or that
Lucha
mask guy?
champion.
The one with the mask. I like Matt Cross, which was.
Well, because I thought Mundo had it now, Johnny Nitro. Or
Did he
Morrison.
win it? I have no idea. I just
Yeah,
I
thought he had it now.
all I know is what was it? Fuck, where the fuck is
Is
this?
it Son of-
Pentagon? What the fuck is all this?
Oh, that guy.
Lucha-
Oh yeah, they've taped a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
hasn't aired yet. So
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Okay,
a wrestling
it was-
company that doesn't sell tickets.
Oh, Jeffrey Cobb. So I saw him.
What?
Jeff Cobb. I saw him in PWG a few times. God damn, he is fucking good. Like he's gonna be a star when he gets out of his obligations and eventually goes to WWE, which I'm sure he will.
Yeah, when he goes to a real wrestling company.
Okay.
Yeah, real wrestling company.
Tell me how you feel. Gee. Anyway,
It's broken Matt Hardy without them being in on the joke is what Lucha Underground is.
So Scott,
yeah.
it's not Johnny Mundo anymore. Since then, it went back to Prince Puma and then to Pentagon Dark.
Okay.
I've heard of those. I've never seen
Yeah.
anything from them, but I've
That was
heard
it.
those names.
That's my only other wrestling experience I've had since then. Only WWE otherwise.
Yeah, that's.
prefer
I just plan
Pentagon
on.
Latte.
Oh, and our Fight Network bought TNA, so I mean we're gonna have
Right.
more of that.
Jesus Christ,
Broken Hardy
it's still
shit.
living.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I was gonna bring
Fight
that up
Network is
later.
big up here. It's one of our it's a TV channel, and
Never
they
die.
Anthem bought TNA outright.
It will
Wow.
never die.
They brought
ever.
Jarrett back.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow.
Dixie
We're gonna.
Carter
Creative.
Dixie Carter only has like a 5% share in it now.
Wow.
Yeah, if that-
I was gonna
He's
bring
still
that up later too. Wow.
No, it's Canadian now. TNA's
That's
Canadian. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good now.
All right. So.
We're ready to Stampede 2. Go.
Stampede 2, there we go. I was about to say that, yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Raw SmackDown. I figured we'd just brush on it. Not really a whole lot to talk about, but first of all, I guess we'll start with Raw. Anything you guys really liked from Raw besides like the ending, probably?
I thought, you know what? It's becoming more and more aware. I have to apologize to Goldberg, even if he is probably god awful in the ring. We still don't know, obviously, because he hasn't had a real match. But he makes all of them look like shit.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
He gets in the ring. He feels like a actual badass.
Yes.
So-
okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
You have Twins and you have Jericho out there, and I get it. Their job is not to be a badass, which I feel that's perfect for Jericho, but I feel that is misusing Kevin Owens. Because Kevin Owens can be a nightmare of a badass when he wants to be, and I would prefer him to be a little more serious. But he comes out, and he just, he barely talks, he just gets right in their face, and he basically just says, I am going to kill both of you. And then Reigns comes out, and he just gets right in Reigns' face and basically goes, I am going to kill you.
Well, and
Strowman
pause
comes
there.
out, "I'm going
Jericho
to kill
even
you."
says, you're going to go on the list. You're going to what? I dare you. He stops him in their
Yeah,
tracks. Yeah.
I don't understand. Like this is where you're starting to see the holes in WWE production, or I guess just wrestling in general today, is when Goldberg, a guy who is way past his prime,
And
can
looks
come out, outshine everybody, and barely all he's doing is just being more aggressive. So I was watching some old YouTube videos of Raw in like '97 because I never really watched wrestling back then.
Oh,
I never
that's my
saw
era.
it. So I was watching a lot of promo stuff with Bret Hart, Stone Cold, and Michaels because those were like the three big guys during that time period. And like the main promo that stood out, there were two of them. There was one with Bret Hart in the wheelchair and calling out Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
And like so good, and you could tell it's not scripted. They just legitimately did not like each other, but it came off so real, and it was so. Even though Brett like stumbled a lot, and maybe he didn't really get to the point that fast. Like I was more interested in what he was saying than any Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins promo because they're so fake. Even when you know that they have freedom, like Cena doesn't have writers anymore. Cena just says what he wants to say. He does his own stuff, but it still comes off as super fake. The other promo that was, excellent was Michaels and Austin. So Austin's out there cutting a promo with, I think it's Vince or JR, whoever has the mic on him. And all of a sudden, like, they don't play Sean's music. You just hear the crowd kind of pick up a little bit. And Sean just casually walks out, gets in his face, and Austin goes, hey, I don't have a problem with you, but we're not friends. So if you think that you can get this close to me, like, you have another thing coming. And Michaels essentially tells him, piss off. I don't need your friendship. And they just beat the shit out of each other. I'm like, they didn't have to have the entrance music, which felt really good, by the way. It felt good to Leslie just walked out. Like, it wasn't planned. He wasn't supposed. He didn't walk up to the guys backstage and go, hey, I'm going to go out there and confront him because I'm upset. Hit my music. Like, such a subtle thing. That's something
they never used to do that. I mean, if you had, like, say, in the NWA back in the day, like, if the Rock and Roll Express were getting their asses handed to them by the Midnights and some other heels, if babyfaces ran in to fucking save them, they didn't play their music first. They just fucking ran in and saved them.
I think that is okay sometimes. So, like, if you have, like, a save, like a babyface is going to make a save, you want to pop the crowd. I can understand hitting before. It gets things going, it gets more pumped. But if there's just a promo and somebody is just coming out from the back unannounced, you wouldn't be hitting their music. And it just felt good. The only thing I would say that their production quality, way better. You couldn't even see the Titantron in 97. Like, they'd be cutting promo for the Titantron, and I had no idea who was on the screen. You couldn't see it in the dark. But that's my problem, is I think they need to get back to an era of more realism, because that just Goldberg just makes them all look like crap. I mean, that's all there is to it. Just in terms of his mic skill, and Goldberg's never been known as a mic guy, right? Like, he's no. Yet he, in my opinion, I feel like he is easily the most interesting thing on television for WWE right now, which is really sad.
And no one would have thought that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
What do you think about Strowman coming out there too?
He's so
You must have
good.
been so happy, right?
It's good. I love. Oh my god, I love him so much. He is starting to win me over enough to where if they decide to put him in the main event, I know it will be a disaster and everybody will shit on it, but I will personally enjoy it because.
Oh my god. He'll probably get there. He'll probably get there at some point.
He's one of the rumored main events if they decide to pop Reigns and Strowman, which I think they're leaning away from it now. I think we're going to get Undertaker and Reigns, especially because Meltzer said point blank that if Undertaker stayed on SmackDown, we were getting Cena Undertaker, but if he came on Raw, we're getting Undertaker and Reigns, and they just announced him for Raw. So
now, remember when Taker came back before Survivor Series?
Yeah, what did he say?
Pay-per-views ago, saying I'm back regularly now.
Yeah,
he's not been back since. He's going to show up on Raw in January.
Well, regular for him is pretty sparse.
That's true.
But the part that got me is that he openly said he went, "SmackDown is my home."
Yeah.
Coming back to Raw, the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's just going to show up and, like, kind of call Raw out and say he represents SmackDown. I think that's what's probably going to happen.
I'd rather he shows up just wherever he wants. Like, there's no home brand for Undertaker. Fuck it.
We're not getting Cena and Undertaker. Cena. I almost like, even though he was kind of playing a little bit of a heel on his promo on SmackDown the previous week, I felt like he was annoyed that people were chanting Undertaker at him. Even though, like, to me, that shows me that everybody wants that match, so let's give it to him. But WWE, I could easily see them going, "God damn it, that's not the plan. Fuck, shut up."
True. I mean, so what about anybody else have anything to say about Raw? I really enjoyed the ending. I think it looked like, to me, of course, I may be crazy, but it looked like Goldberg hurt his shoulder when he speared, when they did the double spear.
He did. I thought so, but the company looked okay. But yeah.
Goldberg's spears are always, like, he never popped up. He just would land and get up.
Yeah.
So.
No, I see what you're saying. No, I saw it too because he hit it from the opposite side, which I know could be a problem because he's not used to it. But hopefully, I mean, who cares if he's okay? All they're gonna do is have, if he's not, just have Lesnar F5 him in 5 seconds at Mania and just laugh at us.
Yeah.
So.
Because the payoff is Mania. So.
As long as he's good for the Rumble.
anything else that happened on Raw. That's how.
I'm literally trying to remember other stuff that happened on Raw.
That was the only thing redeeming quality I think that Raw had was I think they're doing a lot better job building up the Royal Rumble and stuff, but like they actually have people that they talk about.
People want to be in it. They're going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and SmackDown, which we'll talk about here in just 1 second, they haven't fucking. Except for Baron Corbin, has anybody else been like, yeah, I'm going in the Rumble, I'm going to win the Rumble? Has anybody else said anything?
Well, I think it makes sense that they are, because on SmackDown, they care more about being a champion.
Mm-hmm.
The Rumble is more about, like, okay, so say, like, logically, you would be focused on the champion that you're going after until the week before the Rumble, because then you're like, shit, I didn't get my title match, I didn't win the title, so I'm going to go into the Rumble because that's a last case scenario that I can get a title match.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that makes sense. Raw, it's like Owens is a champion, and he's only ever challenged by Reigns and Rollins, and that's it. Nobody ever steps up. And like Braun, character-wise, you think Strowman would come out and challenge Owens immediately because he wants to be the best. Like you'd think a lot more people would, but really they leave him alone. With Styles, I always feel like more people step up to the plate, and it's probably because they see Styles as a smaller guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like more people challenge him, which is the way it should be. Everybody should be challenging the champion.
Yeah, they should want it. Yeah.
Realistically, who'd want any of these titles? I mean, they've introduced. How many titles have they introduced in the last year? Like 3 or 4
more than
titles?
they ever have before.
Well,
yeah, and they don't
for the split.
Each brand has 4. Then there's also the cruiserweight title. NXT has
be
3.
The British one soon.
The UK one's coming.
Like it'll transition into SmackDown, but like they make more money. Kayfabe, they should be wanting the title. That's all there is to it.
Sure.
Yeah, but they don't protect any of the champions. They're pinning. No. How many times have they pinned Owens in the last few weeks?
Or like we're gonna transition into why did the Miz lose the IC title?
There we go. That's what I'm waiting to talk about.
Why did that happen? I don't understand. You know what? I'm for Ambrose beating him. That's cool. But how about you just save that shit to Mania? Because Miz is doing this is so hot right now. Why would you take the heat off, especially after that stuff with Renee? I thought the stuff with Renee shot Miz up yet again to like another. Yeah. It got his heat back immediately, and now people were like ready for that, and then they just were like, all right, next week you're gonna lose the title at the end. What?
Yeah, no, they're gonna drag this thing out, but man, even like as a Dean Ambrose fan, even I was like, man, what the fuck? They pulled this thing way too soon.
Yeah,
but
Mania. Just do Mania.
Even you think that Ambrose getting the IC title over The Miz was the wrong choice.
I know. That's funny because I fucking hate The Miz and I love Dean Ambrose. But at that point in time, man, I don't know.
You shouldn't start
game.
A feud with a title change.
Yeah, I don't know the end game, of course. None of us do.
I don't think you do either, though. I think WWE is back to booking very sporadically because they.
Yeah.
I mean, I always go back to Meltzer, but he has the best inside information. He was saying that they still have not actually settled on what their Mania matches all are, except for Rollins and Triple H.
I kind of like that because that means they're a little more fluid, but they should also have like plan A, B, and C.
It feels chaotic, though.
Yeah,
it feels chaotic.
Let's go with one of these plans. We'll figure it out.
Well,
I don't know.
The thing they may be going for is they don't want it. Maybe they just don't know what they're going to do, or maybe they want it to feel chaotic. Maybe they want it to be like unpredictable, and people not to be like, all right.
February until we learned about McMahon versus Undertaker last year.
Yeah, Shane.
So who the fuck knows what happens?
Yeah, well, I mean that wasn't their fault though. They thought Cena was going to come back and be ready, and he wasn't. So they just went with Shane because I think that was brilliant booking because that was the only thing on Mania that was like incredibly interesting. Because you're like, what? Shane's back? What the fuck? But again, like, why did they snap the belt onto Dean so quick? I'm cool with him taking it, but they should have at the very least waited till Rumble.
You want to know why? Because it was on the first SmackDown of 2017. And that's okay. But that's the same reason the first episode of 205 Live had a title change. The first live SmackDown had one. The first live Raw. No, that's their reasons.
It makes all the titles seem like shit. Like nobody.
Now
nobody cares about Charlotte losing because she's already lost it 3 times. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it just doesn't matter.
I would say
now. Is it a step back for Ambrose too? Because this time last year he was IC champion.
But it does give him something to do because he wasn't going to be going back to AJ anytime soon.
True.
That's done.
No. Yeah,
so I mean, it gives him something to do. But again, they could have stretched this out for like 3 months, and they chose not to for some weird reason.
I think they will have it go long, but
no, but it's too late though. He already
got it.
Yeah, it's done. That's the end of it.
The character that has trouble putting it together to win important matches
Yeah, he already
finally did for the big title, and then had it fall apart again and couldn't get it back. Takes out Miz 2 matches into the feud.
Sasha
That makes Miz look stupid. Miz should be able to manipulate him easy.
Yeah, well, it's just like Charlotte and Sasha. Like, I know you didn't agree with Jake, but like that lost steam because it's over. I saw Sasha beat her, and then they were like, "Oh, well, we can keep recapturing that magic over." No, you can't. I mean, the best build in wrestling is when the babyface chases the heel for a long period of time, and then he finally wins it at the big show. Not the babyface beats the heel immediately, and then the heel chases the babyface. There's nothing to that.
I mean, like I said, none of us, we don't know the end game of this, but...
You say that, but it doesn't save any. It's still shit. It never gets better.
I mean...
It's frustrating.
I think it's safe to say that I think they're going to give it, like, the Miz is going to be the one that ends up getting the title in the end. I think it's,
then
pretty safe to say that, right?
Why make him an 8-time champion instead of having a long reign that shows he can withstand defending off Dean Ambrose, former WWE champion? I feel is better for him.
The Wyatts losing the belts to American Alpha was way too premature.
Okay, there you go. That's enough. I agree with that 100% as well.
I think American Alpha should have had it like out of the gate, and this now is like, okay.
I think they should have been either the first champions or they should have waited until Mania again. Like people really wanted to see them win.
At least
so
why did they say like a big event, not just the last SmackDown?
Well, they have to do some changes on SmackDown. Like I agree. I hated we went through that era in the 2000s, like the late 2000s, where they would only do title changes on pay-per-views, and that made TV seem worthless. So they have to do it sometimes. But how about let's pick and choose? Let's do some here, some there. But like American Alpha winning the belts should have been this big built-up deal, and
that happened
not as part of a 4-way elimination match. They should have been screwed over by the 3-man Wyatt team. Now it's like, they got their number. It's fine.
And they announced the Wyatts doing the New Day thing, and then the Wyatts just lose the same show they announced to do that.
That was.
They can never get any goddamn traction.
I was more
to get a fucking title.
Yeah, I was more disappointed about the tag team titles, of course, than the IC. The IC title to me is easily. The Miz has elevated that title. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. The Miz has elevated that title quite a bit, and Dean Ambrose is going to help it. He's not going to hurt the title because Dean Ambrose's last Intercontinental title run was really good, if you remember that. And
Ambrose should just be a main.
Yeah, he doesn't need the title.
True. No, he definitely doesn't. I agree. Yeah.
But it's not bad for him to have it. Like, if you go into a feud with the IC champ, he should probably win it. That's a problem with the 2000s era. The champs would not defend, but lose to the good guy. Well, fuck, he didn't even go for the belt. What's the point of that?
I'm not saying he needs it, but what are your thoughts on maybe they're just using Ambrose to help get Miz in? Like, he probably can get in the main event scene already, but like using Ambrose to help him in.
Miz is already
using him to get in. They should have main evented with Ziggler.
Yeah, Miz is already.
The retirement match should have been the main event.
You're gonna hate that I say it, but Miz is already way above Ambrose. Ambrose lost a step when they brought him to SmackDown because Styles overshadowed him, and that's all there was to it. Ambrose was really liked.
I agree.
But AJ is way better. That's just the fact. I mean, AJ Styles is probably the best wrestler on the entire planet. So Ambrose didn't stand a chance. But like Miz, I'd say Miz is easily the second best thing on SmackDown, if not WWE in general, just because his character is so fresh and so it feels real. It feels like he's an asshole.
Agreed.
But like, if anything, it's like maybe they're trying to get the rub from Miz onto Ambrose instead of the other way around.
That's the only real heel they got, for fuck's sakes.
That is possible. He's definitely more entertaining right now. I'll tell you that.
Positives on SmackDown though. Baron Corbin is coming along quite nicely. He did a full turn from unbelievably boring to pretty fun.
And he's taking on Cena next week.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm still waiting for Corbin because I'm more behind Strowman because I obviously I see Strowman and Corbin are like on the same path right now on both on opposite shows, but I'm more behind Strowman right now than Corbin. I'm still not. I mean, he's not bad, but goddamn, I can't get behind him 100% yet.
I look forward to them meeting in the Rumble.
Yeah, unless they will. Unless Cena does a job for Corbin, then I got no hope for Corbin after that. Like he'll just get the fucking Umaga treatment. And...
Oh yeah, no, there's no way Cena's losing his first match back.
Yeah, so I mean that poor Corbin, poor Corbin.
So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I like his character. I like that him and Miz are the only two heels in the entire company that tell you, I want to win because I want more money.
True.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a heel through and through.
Remember Corbin was upset about not getting the Kalisto match at SummerSlam because he's like, I lost a payday. The little twerp. Like, yeah. And AJ's like, "Oh, be on my team." No, I want your title. Screw you. Like,
Yeah,
yes, that's the best heel there is. That is it.
He knows this character. He actually has a character. Like, go figure how that works. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be an asshole.
Yeah.
One good thing though is Ziggler apparently will be turning heel. It looks like.
Looks like it, yeah.
It looks
I
like we
hope
have
so.
the beginning. Good, thank God, because he
Yeah,
needed
true.
something.
We've been saying that for a while too. Like it's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
it's gotta flip that switch. So
He's so fucking good too. That's so sad that he can't get over.
He
and
would
get
be one of the best bumping wrestlers on the planet. I don't think he's one of the best pure like actual wrestlers, but he makes everybody look like $1,000,000
Right now,
when
yeah,
they-
he's so good. He's so good.
But he's great. So I feel Ziggler is a great idea.
it's the way to go.
To look a little bit into the future, I see next week on Raw we have Reigns to defend the U.S. title against Jericho and Owens in a handicap match. What are your guys' thoughts on what we should do, or what they should do with the United States title? I mean, goddamn, there's
Just
no
put it
point.
on Jericho already.
Have it. Yeah, he shouldn't have it. I don't.
Put
they
it
keep doing
on
these-
Jericho.
Yes.
They keep doing Reigns and Jericho, and they keep having Reigns just beat him real good.
Yeah. No, put it. Well,
Why?
when it's for the U.S. title, Roman wins. When it's not, Kevin wins.
Yeah.
When it's for the Universal title, Kevin wins. It's like, and you get Jericho in there, and he never wins the title, but he wins the non-title matches. Just give Jericho the U.S. title. He's never had it before. He can
been
talk more
fun.
about that too.
I really think that there's either for Owens at Mania they're doing Owens versus Balor if he's healthy enough,
That's
or
what
they're saving Jericho and Owens for Mania, which I think is probably the better option because
Possible,
people
yeah.
really want to see that.
Yeah, that one they kind of fell into that one. Yeah.
Yep.
But like they should have had Owens or Jericho win the United States title off of Roman. Obviously, you can screw him out; it doesn't matter, and had
Yeah.
them like pretend to be dual champions. But every time Jericho tries to hold the Universal title, Owens just kind of like gives him the cold shoulder.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
that would have been fun.
And I was looking at it too. Yeah, like you said, Jericho's never won the United States title. If he wins the title, goddamn, he's definitely one of the most decorated champions like in all time.
Oh, he already is.
Yeah, I know, but
his
goddamn.
character would be so great. He's like, I've never won this one before. Now it's mine.
Yeah, that would be great. I thought he
it
was going to
in.
win it last week, or this past
Yep.
week, I mean, but
Well, that's his like second or third chance. He was going for it
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like just fucking have him win it.
but if they don't, I don't know what they're I don't know what they're going to do with the title on
Roman
Reigns.
shouldn't have.
I feel like
I think-
they're fucking it up so bad right now.
Holds it. Yeah, I don't think there's a real game plan. I think they just have it on Roman because
Yeah.
they don't have anybody else to give it to. Like I think Rusev losing it to Reigns was fucking stupid.
That was that was a terrible decision. I agree.
You know, I'd like to see. This is going to sound silly, but Strowman should beat Reigns for it.
That would be
I
alright.
I feel like putting a lesser title on him
Possibly.
right now with his momentum would hurt his character. It's heavyweight title or nothing for him at the moment.
Yeah, probably.
I guess so.
It's
Kind
yeah.
of a kind of a great
I don't know.
Khali situation in that
The,
sense.
the best
Sometimes.
decision they made with him because he was getting kind of whatever reactions people were kind of giving him the Khali treatment, but when they had him start coming out during like jobber matches, whoever came up with that, brilliant.
Mhm.
They're like, hey, we're gonna put these 4 people nobody cares about, and 2 minutes in after the crowd is dead.
How about Sami Zayn doing a Christian and making him amazing?
Yeah, Sammy did a really good job putting him over. And I felt like this was the right way to put him over. I didn't like that whole like 10-minute survival thing, but I felt like this was the way to go. 'Cause Sammy looked like he was putting everything he had. He didn't look terrible. He looked like he put up a good fight. Braun was just too much for him, and that's where it came down to.
No, it kept Sammy strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, one little touch, by the way. I loved when Braun came out to confront Reigns and Goldberg, how Owens and Jericho just kind of slithered out quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, peace out. We're out of here. Fuck it.
Nope, not gonna be doing this. Yeah, Rumble's gonna be fun because like I have ideas of who's gonna win, but I honestly there isn't that one or two or like usually it's like 2 guys. You're like one of them's gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be Reigns. It could be Cena. I could see Strowman taking it. I could see. I'm trying to think of like Taker is a pretty
Balor,
big
even if he's back for it.
I think they said Balor probably isn't going to be back 100% because they can't
course, that's
guarantee
what they
his shoulder.
want
Yeah,
him
no,
to say,
but
I think.
it's one of those things. Like Edge wasn't perfect when he came back,
Yeah.
and he did
Well,
nothing till Mania. So
I think that it would be a waste to bring Balor back now unless he's winning the Rumble.
Well, yeah,
Agreed.
that's what he's saying.
no,
yeah.
agreed. But that if he came back, he'd win it. Yes. For
You
all
might
of
as
us.
well save it for like the next Raw pay-per-view.
Then you've got fucking Goldberg and Lesnar, which aren't. They're gonna feud each other.
They're just
But
going to eliminate
who
each other.
knows?
Prediction. I think they're just going to both eliminate each other.
Yeah.
Like say like Lesnar will get eliminated by Goldberg, and then he'll come back in and he'll throw like Goldberg over. They will be involved in both of each other leaving.
Now you can always talk the surprise too, like Joe. I keep saying.
So
where's he been at? So he should debut at least. And
so I assume you guys did see. We'll talk. I'll definitely get way in depth on the Royal Rumble in the next episode. But did you guys see Cassius ONeill showed up in NXT?
God, why?
Did you see that?
Game? Why?
Because he had it before.
No, I don't give a shit.
We're in the era with AJ Styles and Bobby Roode and Eric Young and Shinsuke Nakamura, for Christ's sake, and we can't have Chris Hero.
Oh God, I hate that name. I hate that fucking name so much.
That's from their era of here's your new name, Sami Zayn, and shit like that. So
Can't do KO. That's it. Well, there's no point in him having this. He's not fucking Japanese. He can't be. He can't have this name. It's so stupid.
I like
Just
how
call him Chris Hero.
I like how they they wouldn't own it then, or well, I guess they could, but he wouldn't give that
Anymore.
up. I doubt
they
he would give
literally
that up.
bought the rights to the Lince Dorado name for the cruiserweight guy to have that. So
I
he could
wouldn't
be
doubt
that
if
guy.
he was smart enough to not give up that name. I would.
I don't think they're buying people's names anymore.
Oh.
Because everybody is coming in under their own name now.
Roderick
I
Strong.
doubt they're forcing people to give over their names now.
No.
Oh.
There's no Bobby Roode would come in and be like, "Oh yeah, sure, own my name, so I can wrestle in NXT and not have a guarantee that I'll be on the main roster." No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what happens when you finally get future endeavored? Oh, you become like Cody in Japan.
Yeah,
the American
Cody with
Nightmare.
an I.
Cody.
Cody with an I.
You end up having them sign your wife so it can be Cody and Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah.
Then like Cody Trail.
So, goddamn. But I like how I heard they let Chris Hero go because he wouldn't get in like good enough shape. He wouldn't stay in good enough shape. But now they bring him back, and he is. I'm not gonna say in the worst shape he's ever been in, but he's definitely not in good shape.
They've got Joe and
Joe's body type
He's
fits
Samoan.
Joe's.
He's Samoan.
Yeah.
Like Hero is again. I'm not going to dispute. I think Hero is one of the most gifted independent wrestlers of all time.
Oh, he is great.
He's great. But I'm sorry, Chris. Your gut distracts the shit out of me every time that I would watch you in PWG. Like every time he comes out, his matches are excellent. He tells a great story, awesome ring psychology. But good lord, every time he does a movement, it just jiggles around, and it is. It's maybe I sound like an asshole for it, but I know it bothers a lot of other people. I can't get behind his matches because I'm concentrating on, like, man, I remember if he always looked like that, no problem. But I remember he was in fantastic Claudio Castagnoli shape.
Oh,
so I can't accept fat Chris Hero. I just can't do it.
Oh, so he has been good. Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's not like it's part of his character, like the Beer City Bruiser and ROH or something like that.
No, he was
like Bruiser Brody or something like that. Like Bruiser wasn't in shape, but he wasn't in great shape either. But like that's what Chris Hero.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Said that he wanted to be like a Bruiser Brody type character, but Bruiser Brody didn't have, at least in his prime, didn't have a gut that fucking flapped around every time
he didn't have any fat flying off him. That's for sure.
I'm just saying, back when Chris Hero was CZW World Champion, he was in pretty good shape. I'm just gonna point that out.
But that's when he was skinny and nobody cared about him. But I'm saying like when
people
he
did care about
he
him.
couldn't feed himself.
Ring of Honor, nobody cared about him. In Ring of Honor with
Bullshit.
Claudio, he was in fantastic shape. He looked the part. And like if he really thinks he's gonna do well in WWE in that kind of shape, good luck getting out of NXT because Vince McMahon is not going to have a dude like that in that shape coming around with this long blonde hair and his big floppy gut. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, how hard is it to just get into better shape? You're there now. It's time to get serious. To go back to Claudio and say, Claudio, when I want to go through McDonald's, tell me no.
But, I mean, that's why I heard they got rid of him last time. So it's interesting they bring him back while he's in the shape he's in. That's what's surprising about it.
He's lost, like, it was like 20 pounds, 40, whatever it is. He since like I saw him, but he still has the gut.
I was going to say, I'm looking at the picture, and he's not in good shape.
No, he's big. He's big. Yeah, that's all there's to it. He's a big dude.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he comes back. Did you guys actually watch when he literally, his music hit, everybody freaked out for a second. He walked in, touched the belt, and then walked out. Didn't say anything, nothing happened. What did you guys think of that? Did you guys see that?
I did not see it, but I don't care because I hate.
Yeah, and I saw. Yeah, he teased attacking him, and that was it. So
yeah, he just touched the belt and then walked out.
His name is the stupidest fucking thing on the planet. Like that you could not have picked a dumber wrestling name. Cassius. Oh no!
I don't know. Oni Lorcan.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. That's fine.
What the hell is Oni? What is that?
Doesn't matter.
Ono?
How about Cassius ONeill and Oni Larkin form a tag team of bad names?
Oh God, but no.
Sonny Ono is their manager.
I just think.
Their initials KOOL. They're cool with a K.
Oh God. Oh my God. No.
It's almost as good as Cody Trails.
God, Cody Trails. God damn.
He's got to come out with like a walking stick and a backpack full of granola bars.
Yeah, he's just a hiker. Yeah. Oh God. No, yeah. I mean, he's the original KO though, guys. You have to admit that. Kevin Owens was riding his coattails. You have to admit that.
Imagine if he makes a stink backstage with Owens, and he's like, because they're probably really good friends, I imagine.
Oh, I
did a
assume
lot
so.
of stuff together. He's like, sorry, Kev, but big original KO's here. You gotta drop it.
Yep.
He like Kevin Owens switches his name to like KB. Like, I gotta, my friend Chris Hero's here.
Yep.
Just be Chris Hero. That would have solved everybody.
That's a great name.
When you see him,
it is a good name.
You always think of Chris Hero. Like, it's not like when Claudio. It took me a while for him to switch over to his current name. When I've seen him, he's always Chris Hero, and he will always be Chris Hero.
Yeah.
That name's so stupid.
All right. Well, last thing. Well, two things I want to talk about. First of all, I wanted to get a couple 2017 predictions in. It's the first podcast of the year. Go over a couple things on what we think will take place. I think we did this last year. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But just a couple things on, like, who knows, like, who would be world champion? Who's going to end up being fired by the end of the year? What NXT stars will make the jump? And a couple other things. But first of all, who do you think will be a brand new, they haven't been the world champion yet, become a world champion in 2017? Do you think anybody will?
Yeah. Baron Corbin, I think, will get a title run. Because SmackDown seems to be the place where they're willing to put kind of people you wouldn't expect as champion. I think he'll have a run with it even if it's short. That's my prediction. I think Corbin will become SmackDown champion.
In 2017. Interesting. That's going to be... I see that happen a long way down the road if that does happen. I mean,
I don't know about
that.
It's
on AJ right now, though.
I think that could be like right after Mania type situation. Because a lot of times they like... When they had two belts, they liked pushing a new champion right away to kind of give them a chance and off to the races. And the idea was that, well, the other brands got the solid champion. Yeah. So you'll have like the main draw, but I could see him getting it pretty quick.
Gotcha. Anybody else think any new world champions? Strowman maybe perhaps?
No, this is going to be a silly one, but I honestly think Cody Rhodes is going to get the NWA title. You can call it a world whatever you want. It's going to happen.
Where the fuck is that at right now?
I don't know.
Who is that?
Cody
that is
going to get it. Cody's going to get it. Cody Trails.
No, it's Cody though. Well, Cody Trails.
Yeah. Cody Trails for world champion.
Yeah, Cody Trails will be NWA champion. I honestly think that.
It's called the Trail Mix.
That's a hell of a prediction. That's a hell of a prediction.
Well, because NWA titles, whatever, they'll happily do it. He's showing up everywhere.
Well,
I honestly thought he'd be TNA champ too. Because they'll happily give it to him. I think.
I don't think he wanted that piece of trash.
No,
probably not.
But I think he'll still end up with it.
Possibly.
As far as for WWE stuff, it's funny because I was thinking Strowman will end up in there somehow. I really do. Like, it's kind of unbelievable, but
he's great.
No, that's the trajectory. That's
that fucking belt on him. He's awesome.
It's the trajectory. Yeah.
That would be my guess.
He's one of my boys. I'm announcing it here. Strowman is now one of my boys. So he is undeniably amazing. My boys include, if you've never heard, such great wrestlers as Rene Dupree, Scott Hall, Billy and Chuck. So officially,
what an elite list!
One of my boys, and he's going to carry this company into the future.
Yeah. Well, I'll just throw a really sort of long shot outlier, but I'm going to say Bray Wyatt's going to get a world title of some sort.
Bray Wyatt. I mean, that would be nice. I wouldn't oppose that at all. But I think that would be a long way out too, though. But I wouldn't be opposed to that at all.
If not for the tag stuff, I thought Cesaro was going to break through, but I don't see it happening this year.
Yeah. No. I don't know.
If they put him back in the tags, it's not happening this year.
Dear God, I hope he does at some point. But again, I don't know how long out that would be.
So they're doing Wyatt and Orton at Mania, right? Like, we're gonna have to sit through that Boar Fest.
I didn't even think of that.
Awesomeness that is the new Wyatt family in favor of that shit match.
The only other That's possible. But the only other world champion I think could come out besides there's always Corbin and Strowman, but I think they may pull the trigger on one of the new NXT guys coming out, like either Nakamura or Joe.
Yeah, to go.
Well, Joe. Joe.
Yeah, have Joe come out the night after Mania and like slaughter one of the champions and pin them in the ring and just win it. Like, then he'd just be the man.
That would make sense for him to beat AJ.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd be
with their history. Oh, that'd be good.
I think they were saying though that the rumors are that he's going to be a part of the Raw brand.
Probably.
But like, just have him come out and just have him, make him a monster and then build to like him and like Goldberg at like SummerSlam or him and like Lesnar at SummerSlam. Like monster versus monster thing would be awesome.
That would
be right. Have Goldberg job his way out and put some people over.
Joe has been a world champ before, but he'd be the first timer here at least.
Could you imagine if we got Samoa Joe versus Goldberg on a pay-per-view in WWE?
That would be
in 2017.
And I bet you Joe could carry Goldberg to something watchable.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
And I know you're gonna hate me when this is gonna be one of my like bold predictions that I was gonna make, but I wouldn't be surprised if Joe turns out being a bust in WWE. I know it sounds dumb. I know it sounds crazy.
So far it's been great.
What's your reasoning though? Because they seem to have a really, really high thought of him, keeping him there.
I don't have an actual reasoning. It's just a weird deep feeling deep down inside that they will not. Almost like a kind of Cesaro kind of effect. Like he should be there. He should be getting everything that he needs, but he's just not quite gonna get it. I don't know why. It's just a weird feeling. It's not. I don't have any evidence or proof.
It always happened to him in TNA.
He's gonna be the Rumble, and he's gonna make a huge impact. So I think he's fine. The one other prediction I was gonna say is I think it'd be if he can stay healthy, it'll be a short one, but I could see them giving Goldberg a quick title run as well. Like if they had him,
I can see that
talking about it, and they've said he's consistently drawing high numbers for them.
Oh yeah. Right?
So I mean that's all it takes.
He's super over, dude. It's great. I mean I love it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think Bomber's just mad that when Joe and Nakamura come up, Dean Ambrose is going to be even more obscure and pushed in the shadows.
Hey. Yeah. Somebody's got to put those guys over, and it's going to be Dean Ambrose. So you need to look at him and say, I appreciate what you're doing, Dean. Okay?
I look at him and I say, get yourself some fucking wrestling gear, for fuck's sake.
That's gimmick
about him. I like that about him.
I mean, he could wear a fucking shield and stuff, or bulletproof vest like everybody else if you want, like Reigns and...
No, I like his character having character.
All the Shield look good. They all look unique. But the rumor is that Kyle O'Reilly just got signed as well.
Really?
Yeah, he dropped the ROH title.
Yeah, he did.
I was gonna say, wasn't he the champion over there? Yeah.
He lost it in Japan.
Yeah.
And the rumor is Adam Cole's gonna follow him.
On his way, yeah.
Dude, Adam Cole. Oh my God, that'll be a whole nother level right there.
See, now I think Adam Cole is gonna flop hardcore in WWE.
I don't even know anything about him.
Small.
He'll be fighting Noam Door within a week.
He's like Neville.
Yeah, it's another personal thing with me, but Adam Cole, he's super special to me. So I hope.
He's great. He's
nothing but the best.
So his name will be Cadam Ol.
Goddamn. What about anybody you think is going to be fired? Well, obviously somebody will be fired. Who do you think is going to be let go this year?
Matt, Cassius ONeill.
Cassius ONeill.
Zack Ryder, maybe.
Like anybody. They seem to be in the mindset that they need to gobble up as many wrestlers as possible, even if they don't.
You don't think they're going to let go anybody?
No, they didn't.
Oh, it'll happen.
No, Zack Ryder's cool. He's set for 6 to 8 months because he's hurt.
Yep, he's fine. They'll never release him during that. Mojo might have been.
They have a philosophy that the only people they let go are people that are not called up to TV yet. So some NXT guys could get.
Oh yeah, or even the performance center people.
Other than that, though, if you make the main roster, I think you're set for at least until Linda McMahon is out of Trump's cabinet.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction here.
Unless you do a Ryback Punk type thing and just leave, or Cody or Sandow, even. Well, if you want to go, you're gone. With Ziggler, I would have thought, but the heel turn's good.
Here's my big bold prediction on who gets fired in 2017. You ready? James Ellsworth.
Oh yeah,
James Ellsworth.
Oh yeah.
Once he's done, he's done.
There's a difference in getting fired and just simply not being allowed back.
Yeah.
He'll be all right though. I mean, after that.
And they're just going to be like, no, you're not allowed in here.
Now, look at the dues that Carmella is paying right now, though.
Oh, my God. You had to bring her fucking name up.
Well, she's with him right now on TV.
I know.
Like, you want to earn your stripes. Here. You're like this guy.
I am awesome.
They're just trying to get her over is all they're trying to do by putting him with her. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, but
She
she's
can
major
move
dude,
walk.
too.
Yeah, she can moonwalk off the fucking edge of the earth for all I give a shit.
Female boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got less than 10 minutes here on the show. So what we're gonna do? Let's just close out, I think, with some best in the business. Let's do some best in the business here. Let's end it on a high note. So last show, we do 2 weeks here. Last show we did the best clothesline in the business. A lot of controversy on that, by the way. But this show we're gonna be doing who has
pick
what?
for best clothesline. By the way, let's let everybody know.
Say that one more time. You broke up.
What was your pick for best clothesline?
My pick for best clothesline was Dean Ambrose. Best clothesline in the business.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, I know.
Hangs his clothes on a
You
clothesline.
can't even
I
think
think-
like a Jake
no,
Roberts
no.
clothesline.
I didn't. They were good.
JBL, Vader.
Those people are good. I didn't say they were bad.
Undertaker even with
No.
it looks.
I don't want to. I don't want to take time.
Is it his bounce off the ropes bullshit? Is that
Yes.
the one you like?
Yes. I don't want to.
You fuck-
No.
Oh no,
No.
it's over. You
Look,
Lee,
no.
you just insulted him beyond repair.
No. See.
It's close on a clothesline.
No. I don't want. I know you guys say this right now. But in due time, I think it's a little too soon for you guys to accept it. I think in due time, years down the road, you will also
Nope.
put Dean Ambrose at the top of your
Nope.
list.
Yeah,
No.
there is no way that I'm going to rate Dean Ambrose's shitty little bounce off the ropes bullshit half a clothesline compared to like Kenta Kobashi or something like that.
Bret Hart's
The
clothesline is
short
better.
smoke clothesline I said earlier. Still better than Ambrose.
Anyway, that was last show. Like I said, there was controversy on it. This is this show. So we're going to be doing the best in the business. Who has the best drop kick in the business? Who wants
British
to start?
Guy. British guy, 205 live.
What?
British
Jack
guy,
Gallagher?
205 live. Oh yeah, he has the best dropkick. There you go. The
Jack
end.
Gallagher is your pick for best drop kick?
Yeah, it's great. Pretty great. I've never seen a dropkick that actually made me go like, "Oh Christ!"
Really?
Good. Or Kenny Omega's missile dropkick was pretty good too. Dropkick is not a move I respect. Clothesline I respect because
Really?
they're difficult to make look good. Dropkick is just jump up and kick them in.
Sure, anybody can do a drop kick, but there's an elite class of people that can do a perfect fucking drop kick.
It has to be a legit finisher.
There's someone who did one in like WCW era who just kind of bounced off awesomely. I might be thinking of AJ, maybe Jericho.
Or Holly was always kind of like the guy who had the best form, but I always felt like that.
Billy Gunn had the height.
But like AJ is a really good one. But I really think Zach Gallagher's whatever the fuck his name is, his corner dropkick is absolutely amazing.
No,
It
someone
looks
had this cool pinpoint one. I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
Okay, that's my number 2. Mr. Perfect is my number 2.
Yeah, that one's in there.
That's my number 1 pick because I like it's a standing drop kick.
It was
in the
great.
first place. So he's getting almost 6 feet of height just jumping from a standing position, and he would hold the person's head first before he does it.
Yes.
So he pinpoint targets where he's going to drop kick, and I always thought it was awesome.
It was.
You know what? The one I might be thinking of is Benoit. Who really snapped it.
We don't mention him on this show.
That's the one we do not speak of.
Yeah, we don't speak of him on this show.
He drop kicked his wife and child.
Yes, he did. He had the best drop kick in the business.
They should.
What's surprising is he had Mr. Perfect form. He like held her head up.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
Jesus. Jumped up and laid her out. He got the pinfall.
So
Wow,
here,
did it get dark?
I haven't heard anybody
For them,
again.
yeah.
I haven't heard anybody pick my pick for number 1 for my number
Probably
1. That's
Bret Hart?
interesting. No,
I'm guessing.
no.
Is it Bret Hart? Is it Dean Ambrose?
No. Hey, listen. No. Hey, if Dean Ambrose sprung off the rope and came back,
Does he even drop kick?
he does.
Every one of these segments. Oh yeah, it's Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose. Yeah, best choke slam, Dean Ambrose. No,
Oh yeah, it's got to be Dean Ambrose. Dean
does-
Ambrose's shitty double drop kick that he does.
He
He's
does
like
do
Jeff
a-
Hardy, lazy ass.
he does do a drop kick, but no, that's not my pick. Like I said, Mr.
number
Perfect,
3, yeah.
Mr. Perfect, phenomenal, easily number 2. I don't have a number 3. I watched
shitty CCW guy. Is it?
No, I watched a shitload of drop kicks for research on this, and I think the name that jumped out to me initially is he ended up as I watched it, he's still number 1. Randy Orton, number 1 drop kick in the business. Easily, he has the best height, the best form. Easily.
This is still beautiful,
number one.
though. I feel like the thing that drops like AJ Styles or his down is they're just beautiful. Like they don't look devastating.
Oh, it's perfect.
Like I think Perfects back in the day looked devastating. Bret Hart's looked devastating, but Orton when he does it, it just kind of looks like it's a practice move and it's fake. It doesn't look like he ever really causes damage when he hits him. That's why I like Zach Gallagher's version, because when he hits him, like he just fucking devastates him. Like he puts everything into it. Yeah. I think it's an art form to make it look like it hurts and not actually hurt the guy when you hit it.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I didn't pick Mr. Perfect was because, like, I liked how he did the head thing and all that, but when he actually did the dropkick, if you watch it closely, which unfortunately I did, he usually just hits him with one of his feet. I mean, it looks like he does the double, but he always hits him and pushes off with one of his feet. That's the only reason I slid him down number 2. He was a close number 1, but I went with Randy Orton because he gets so much height. He jumps up literally just as high as their fucking head and does a straight on kick right on. It's a beautiful drop kick.
Yeah, but I don't think beauty would be the see that again. I think this goes back to last week. This goes back to last week. Is Ambrose? I would argue Ambrose has the same problem. It looks beautiful. I think it looks really good.
I like how it's unique.
But it doesn't look devastating unless the guy taking it helps him.
Well,
but like with JBL just fucked their shit up.
Well, sure. I mean, I guess that's kind of why it's like that's each of our opinions. So, like, I like Ambrose's because his clothesline is unique and he can do it out of like all different kind of scenarios. Where clothesline is just
his only scenario is throw me into the ropes and I'll come back at you.
No, he could be hit. Yeah. He could be hit with this. He could be just he can do multiple things. It's not just one thing every time. Just run the ropes.
Do it purposefully.
Rey Mysterio tries to 619 him. He can't do it out of that.
That is probably a true statement. I cannot argue on that. I cannot argue that statement.
There's a shirt that is probably a true statement.
Oh,
that's
God,
your shirt.
I'm still dying off of the only clothesline he can do is his clothes on it.
God damn. Oh my God.
My honorable mention for drop kicks, by the way, would be the double drop kick that the Rock and Roll Express.
That was a good one.
Because that's just a classic. Yeah.
It
didn't look amazing, but it was amazing at the time because you didn't see anything like that in WWF.
But yeah, no, drop kicks, they go way back, man. But no, next episode, we are going to be talking 100% Royal Rumble. No best in the business segment. No pretty much anything else. We're going to focus 100% on Royal Rumble because me, personally, that's my favorite pay-per-view. What about you guys? I assume?
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
same.
same.
I've always loved the Rumble.
So we're going to have a lot to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fucking fun, I think. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I got stuff to say about that one.
Yeah. But the way our dates line up, we'll have our prediction show, which will be our next show where we talk about and predict who's going to win and stuff. And then the week following the Royal Rumble, I think, will be our episode after that. So I think we should have a good follow-up episode too. So where we can talk about where we're going after Royal Rumble, which is the road to what do they call that? WrestleMania? Jobbermania? That's what I call it.
Yeah, there's going to be Fastlane and probably another pay-per-view for SmackDown. And who else knows what else?
Roadblock 3. Roadblock here.
Yeah, there it is. But I guess, guys, we're out of time. We're cutting it down to an hour. We're at 1 hour.
Damn right.
1 hour, 1 minute right now, according to my calculations. Not counting the intro. So, anyway, thanks for listening. You need to follow us on iTunes. You need to follow us on Reckless Eating, right? You need to follow Reckless Eating, I should say, right?
I don't really give a fuck what they do.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, he's got enough. He doesn't.
Heel turn.
Yeah, heel turn. Heel. And we're on Twitter, guys, at Jobber Radio. Anybody else got anything they want to plug before we get the fuck out of here? I guess that's a no.
They know where to find us.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for some Royal Rumble shit. Peace, guys.